any skincare product company. Okay. I had Nivea. Number 6. Think of any British musician or band. Any British musician or band. Okay. I had The Who. Number 7. Think of a sport you'd find in the Summer Olympics. Any sport at all in the Summer Olympics. Okay. I had surfing. Number 8. Think of a name that begins with the letter D. A name that begins with the letter D. Okay. I had Danielle. Number 9. Think of a type of bread. Any type of bread. Okay. I had focaccia. Number 10. Think of a video game. Any video game. Okay. I had Guitar Hero. Number 11. Think of any name that begins with a vowel. Any name that begins with a vowel. A, E, I, O, or U. Okay. I had Emily. Question 12. Think of a name that begins with a consonant. Any name that begins with a consonant. Okay. I had Henry. Okay. Question 13. Think of an ASMR content creator. Any ASMR content creator. Okay. I had GB ASMR. Question 14. Think of a type of bird. Any bird. Okay. I had a toucan. Question 15. Think of an animal you might find in Africa. An animal you might find in Africa. Okay. I had a leopard. How are we doing so far? Okay. Question 16. Think of an American musician or band. Any American musician or band. Okay. I had Bruce Springsteen. Question 17. Think of a chocolate company. Any chocolate company. Okay. I had Cadbury. Question 18. Think of something you might find in someone's fridge. Think of something you might find in someone's fridge. Okay. I had milk. Question 19. Think of any movie. Ever. Any movie. Okay. I had Avatar. Question 20. Think of an animated TV show. Any animated TV show. Any TV show, cartoon, anime, anything animated. Okay. I had The Simpsons. Okay, so that's 20 questions so far. Any matches? Okay, alright. Question 21. Think of a 3-letter word. Any 3-letter word. Think of something usually made of metal. Anything made of metal. Okay. So I had a fork. Question 28. Think of a shape. Any shape at all. Okay. Perfect. I had hexagon. Question 29. Think of something you might find on the beach. Something you might find on the beach. Okay. So I had sandcastle. Question 30. Think of a type of tree. Any type of tree. Okay. I had a palm tree. Okay. Question 31. Think of any animal with two legs. Any animal with two legs. Okay. I had a kangaroo. Question 32. Think of a material you could make clothes from. Any material you could make any sort of clothing from. Okay. I had wool. Question 33. Think of a cold food. Any cold food. Okay. I had yogurt. Question 34. Think of a soda brand. Any soda brand. Okay. I had Dr. Pepper. Question 35. Think of a saint. Any saint. Okay. I had Saint David, and he is the patron saint of Wales. Question 36. Think of a river. Any river at all. Okay, that's great. I had the Mississippi River. Question 37. Think of any sport. Any sport at all. Okay. I had lacrosse. Question 38. Think of a car company. Any car company. Okay. I had Ford. Question 39. Think of any city that has hosted any Olympics. Any city that's hosted any Olympics. Okay. I had Barcelona. Question 40. Think of a Leonardo DiCaprio movie. Any Leonardo DiCaprio movie. Okay. I had The Aviator. Question 41. Think of Question 43. Think of a sport that does not require a ball. Think of a sport that requires no ball. Okay. I had hockey. Next, think of any capital city of any country. Any capital city of any country. Okay. I had Ottawa. Question 45. Think of a piece of clothing. Any piece of clothing. Okay. I had jeans. Question 46. Think of a flower. Any flower. Okay. I had hydrangea. Question 47. Think of a candy. Any candy. Any candy. Okay. I had starburst. Question 48. Think of a colour. Any colour. Okay. I had yellow. Question 49. Think of any beverage. Any beverage at all. Okay. I had hot chocolate. Question 50 with a halfway point. Think of any makeup product. Any makeup product. Okay. I had eyeshadow. Question 51. Think of any ASMR trigger. Any ASMR trigger. Okay. I had page flipping. Question 52. Think of any dog breed. Any dog breed. Okay. I had Basset Hound. Question 53. Think of a musical instrument. Any musical instrument. Okay. I had the clarinet. Question 54. Think of a random day and month of the year. Any month and day of the year. Okay. I had March 3rd. Question 55. Think of a fruit. Any fruit. Okay. I had apple. Question 56. Think of a type of fish. Any type of fish. Okay. I had salmon. Question 56. Think of a style of music. Any style of music. Okay. I had jazz. Question 58. Think of a type of sandwich. Think of a type of sandwich or sandwich filling. Okay. I had a BLT, or bacon, lettuce, tomato. Question 59. Think of a card game. Any game that you would play with cards. Okay. I had Question 60. Think of any herb. Any herb. Okay. I had basil. Okay. Question 61. Think of any author. Any author. Okay. I had Oscar Wilde. Question 62. Think of a movie that has at least one sequel. Okay. I had Back to the Future. Question 63. Think of a sport that can be one-on-one. A sport that can be one-on-one, one versus one. Okay. I had boxing. Question 64. Think of one of the colours of the rainbow. One of the colours of the rainbow. Okay. I had violet. Question 65. Think of a language. Any language at all. Okay. I had Portuguese. Question 66. Think of something with wings. Anything with wings. Okay. I had a butterfly. Question 67. Think of an exact hour and minute of the day. Not including AM or PM, just an hour and minute of the day. Okay, so I had 10:30. Question 68. Think of a green vegetable. Any green vegetable. Okay. I had asparagus. Question 69. Think of a card and its suit from a set of playing cards. Any card with its suit. Okay. I had the Jack of Spades. Question 70. Think of any country in Europe. Any country in Europe. Okay. I had Austria. Question 71. Think of a part of your head. Any part of your head above your neck. Any part of your head. Okay. I had ear. Question 72. Think of a word that begins with B and ends with a D. No letter limit. Any word that begins with B and ends with a D. Okay. I had blend. Question 73. Think of any female actress. Any female actress. Okay. I had Kate Winslet. Question 74. Think of a male actor. Any male actor. Okay. I had Matthew McConaughey. Question 75. Think of a specific finger from both of your hands. So one of your 10 fingers. 6. Think of any fast food chain. Any fast food chain. Okay. I had Subway. Question 77. Think of any room in a house. Any room in a house. Okay. I had bathroom. Question 78. Think of any mode of transport. Any mode of transport. Okay. I had boat. Question 79. Think of any dessert. Any dessert. Okay. I had cheesecake. Question 80. Think of any marsupial. Any marsupial. Okay. I had bandicoot. Question 81. Think of a type of cheese. Any type of cheese. Okay. I had mozzarella. Question 82. Think of a type of hat. Any type of hat. Okay. I had a beret. Question 83. Think of a mountain. Any mountain. Okay. I had Mount Eiger. Question 84. Think of a season. Okay. I had spring. Question 85. Think of a mythical creature. Any mythical creature. Okay. I had Cerberus. Question 86. Think of any part of a car. Any part of a car. Okay. I had steering wheel. Question 87. Think of a number from 1 to 100. Any number from 1 to 100. Okay. I had 87. Question 88. Think of a bean. Any bean. Okay. I had navy bean. Question 89. Think of a month of the year. Any month of the year. Okay. I had October. Question 95. Think of any seasoning. Any seasoning at all. Okay. I had paprika. Question 96. Think of an eye color. Any eye color. Okay. I had green. Question 97. Think of any city in the United Kingdom. Any city in the United Kingdom. Okay. I had Cardiff. Question 98. Think of a chip or crisp flavor, depending on how you like to say it, potato chip or crisp. Think of any potato chip or crisp flavor. Okay. I had salt and vinegar. Question 99. Think of any ocean. Any ocean. Okay. I had Indian Ocean. And the last question. Think of a continent. Any continent. Okay. I had Africa. Okay. So that is all of the 100 questions. Did we match on any of the questions? And if so, how many did we match on? Okay. Well, thank you so much for watching this video.